What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. Hopefully, it's a quick video. I don't know. I just listen. As a brand new PC gamer, not even a full year fully gaming on PC, I already can see the difference in my perspective and the way things have shifted for me when I think about Sony and when I think about Xbox. See, before when I was gaming on Xbox and I was gaming strictly on Xbox, I had a different type of disdain for Sony and the PlayStation fans and all that stuff, right? Then once I started gaming on PC, well, let me tell you what my disdain was. My disdain was came from the notion that Xbox had no games. That's where my disdain came from. Came from the notion that Xbox had no good games. And via the Game Pass experience, I was able to experience a lot of games that I would have never purchased or bought because I believed in that narrative that Xbox didn't have any good games. And Lord and behold, I played an amazing amount of games and I enjoyed all of them. Like people will even tell you that Halo is no longer good and that the only good Halos were Halo 1, 2, and 3, and that's it, right? So, but it's like, no, all the Halos were good, but obviously there's levels to this. The same way that the all the Gears of Wars, I enjoyed all of them as well, but I'm gonna have my favorites, and it's not like, yeah, there's something special about the originals, right? So, but I can say the same thing about God of War. I really enjoyed God of War 1, 2, and 3. God of War 2018 was okay, right? It was good, and then God of War Ragnarok, I couldn't even finish it, right? So there's levels to all of this, but for me to tell you that God of War is bad, like doesn't make any sense. But the PlayStation fan base was extremely loud and saying what's good, what's bad, all sorts of stuff that just created a weird disdain. I remember during the beginning of my YouTube videos, I had a video saying, "Why do you hate Xbox so much?" And people answered it and all that other stuff. And part of it was that Xbox was going to PC, blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. The whole exclusivity argument is stupid regardless. And now gaming on PC, I knew the exclusivity argument was dumb even when I was gaming on Xbox, but now even gaming on PC, I even see it more as something idiotic. Because as a PC gamer, Sony and Xbox are only third party publishers. I need you to understand that. So I get now when I would see PC content creators that would constantly make fun of ponies and constantly make fun of PlayStation, and every once in a while they would have content anti Xbox or whatever. But for the most part, it was always anti Sony, anti Sony, anti Sony, and it makes sense because the Sony PlayStation fan base is the one that's being forced to defend a narrative that doesn't exist anymore. A narrative that Sony is chipping away little by little, which was the exclusivity narrative. And now we're at a point where it doesn't even matter. The exclusivity doesn't even make sense anymore. And both Xbox and PlayStation know that it doesn't make sense. If you really look at it though, the Xbox brand is ahead of its time. The Xbox brand is ahead of Sony in figuring this stuff out. So even though people are making fun that Xbox is putting their games on PlayStation, in reality that makes way more sense than having an exclusive to one console. So again, but you see, when you're a console gamer, even if you have a PC, because there's console gamers that have PCs, that's completely different. Okay, when you're a console gamer and you're a console gamer in your mind, your perspective can't shift. When you mainly game on PC, like I've been doing for the past whatever months I've been doing this now, I can already see how different I look at Sony and Xbox. I don't hate Sony. I don't. I actually enjoy Sony games even better on PC because it's not tied to that specific box that then limits me and I have to be in the Sony ecosystem. I have no other choice. I love being able to play Sony games wherever I want, whether it's on my Asus ROG Ally or on my PC. And if I want to play them on my PlayStation, I can, right? But that to me makes more sense. Now I'm looking at Sony like, okay, Sony, as long as you don't listen to your fans, you are making sense. But still, Sony finds a way to take advantage of their fans. You see, the Xbox brand finds a way to disrespect the Xbox console owners, and then the PlayStation fans finds a way to take advantage of their console fans. Like the PlayStation 5 Pro, I'm sorry, from everything that I've seen so far, this thing looks like a pure let's take advantage of people that think they're going to get something dramatically different. And if you're not gonna get something dramatically different, and you knew you weren't supposed you're gonna get something dramatically different, you shouldn't have spent dramatically more on it. That just makes sense. Man, PC gaming is different because I'm looking at both Xbox and Sony, and the only thing I care about right now, which is the main thing that you should care about as a gamer, is what are the games? Listen, I'm not even going to talk to you about the fact that Game Pass is on PC because that would even make it even more unfair to Sony. I'm not even going to do that. Let's pretend that you're a PC gamer that doesn't take advantage of Game Pass Ultimate, that the only thing you care about is freaking Steam or whatever, right? What are the games? When you are just comparing game for game, especially this generation, again, if you're a PC gamer, right, and you're comparing just game for game, especially this generation, what you're seeing is, number one, on the PlayStation side, what you're getting is a whole bunch of old games. That's what they're giving you. If you're a PC gamer, they're giving you a whole bunch of old games. So Sony's not looking that good. Okay, remakes and remasters, okay, but at least you're getting the better version of games than they were on the PlayStation 4 or on the PlayStation 5, especially depending on what type of PC you have, right? On the Xbox side, though, right, what you're getting is their brand new games are coming to your platform. And it's not just any old games. If you're a Stalker fan, cool. You're not a Stalker fan, don't worry about it. We got Hellblade. Oh, you're not a Hellblade fan, don't worry about it. We got Indiana Jones. Oh, you're not an Indiana Jones fan, don't worry about it. We got Call of Duty. These are all Xbox games, whether you want to believe it or not, right? So when I'm looking at them just game for game, bro, there's levels to this. Starfield, oh, you don't like Redfall? That's cool. Flight Simulator, Forza, like it. The different variety as well that you're getting as a PC gamer looking at both Sony and Xbox is ridiculous. So it's funny to me because if you're only talking about consoles and console war, the PlayStation 5 is the better console overall. I would not disagree with you on that. I think so. And I think it's because the Xbox is not really making developers use the Xbox Series X to its full potential. I'm gonna die believing that. And you know what? You don't have to believe me. They released Starfield at 30 frames per second, and now it's got a patch. That's clearly showing you they weren't using it to its full potential because they had to wait to patch it up. Sony didn't release one game this generation that was their first party game at 30 frames and then had to have a patch. When Sony released a patch for their games, it was to freaking add better ray tracing and VRR and all that. It was like to add even more modes. Oh, there's levels to this. So I can speak facts. Right? So as from the console perspective, Sony is giving their console player, at least their console player, a lot more. It's just with that comes them taking advantage of them with a few other things. But the Xbox side, man, the console wasn't being respected, the Xbox Series X. So now as a PC gamer, I don't have to worry about either console, which means the only thing I'm worried about is the software that both of these companies are producing. And when you're looking at that, when you really look at it, from a PC perspective, Sony is not winning. Not only am I going to wait for the PlayStation games to come over to PC, but by the time they come over to PC, if you think you're going to drop them over at PC in full price, we're not paying for it full price because the hype is already gone. Which means then we're gonna have to wait for that price to drop. And while that's going on, Xbox is going to be releasing first party games full price. And here's the kicker, right? I wasn't gonna mention Xbox, but we could do things like what? Shout out to my boy Isomotion Gaming. Go check out his channel. Things like what he did. Think about this, okay? Stalker 2 drops. ISO plays it on Game Pass. He likes it so much, he goes ahead and buys a deluxe edition on Steam. Yeah, this is the thing that happens. I have the Halo on my wish list. I have the Halo Master Chief Collection. Somebody went ahead and purchased it for me, but I got Halo. I went ahead and bought Halo Infinite on Steam, even though I played it on Game Pass. Listen, I'm gonna tell you is this. Being able to see both Sony and Xbox as just third-party publishers really opens up my eyes to see who's doing more for gaming. And at the end of the day, Xbox is doing way more for gaming right now. Doesn't mean that Sony can't catch up. It means that Sony's better do something quick. Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. Just my perspective. We out. Peace.